Christopher Nkunku hands Thomas Tuchel update on future amid Chelsea interest. RB Leipzig forward Christopher Nkunku has provided fans with an update on his future, amid recent interest from Chelsea. The 24-year-old grew up in Paris where he spent 5 years in the youth system of domestic champions Paris Saint-Germain. Nkunku then progressed to the senior side, representing them for 4 years before moving to the Bundesliga on a 5-year deal. French journalist Adrien Grenier took to his Twitter account to quote Nkunku discussing his future at a recent press conference. "Paris is my home, the club of my heart," he said. "I haven't closed any door. Anything is possible in football." It was reported earlier this week that the 24-year-old is hesitating over signing a contract extension with RB Leipzig due to interest being shown in the player from abroad. Thomas Tuchel has long been an admirer of the player, and reports have stated that he is in their mind ahead of the summer transfer window. The Guardian shortlisted 5 attacking players who Thomas Tuchel is eyeing up ahead of the summer, one of whom is Nkunku. The other options include Manchester City winger Raheem Sterling, Jonathan David of Lille and Darwin Núñez of Benfica. Barcelona's Ousmane Dembélé, who was linked with a move to West London in January, is also on the shortlist. Should Nkunku leave, he will undoubtedly add some flair to the Blues' attack, having registered 20 goals and 15 assists in 34 Bundesliga appearances this season. In all competitions, he has registered 35 goals and 20 assists. Thomas Tuchel makes Jules Kounde promise to agents ahead of £50 million Chelsea transfer. Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel has made the promise to Jules Kounde and his representatives that he will be a key figure in their lineup next season should he join the Blues, according to reports. The Frenchman was desperately close to a move to West London last summer, but Sevilla were unhappy with the offer made by Chelsea and he ended up staying. Fabrizio Romano recently reported that the 23-year-old is already convinced that he will be a Blues player by the end of the summer. As per the Mirror, Tuchel is understood to have spoken with Kounde's representatives and has told him that the youngster will be a key figure in the West London squad next season. Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen and Marcos Alonso are all likely to depart in the summer, while Cesar Azpilicueta may also be heading for an exit. As a result, Kounde is top of Thomas Tuchel's list ahead of the summer transfer window. The report goes on to state that Sevilla knocked back an offer of £42.5 million last summer as they want closer to £70 million for the Frenchman. Chelsea, however, are hoping to compromise with a transfer worth around £50 million plus certain add-ons on top. The two sides are hoping to come to an agreement as quickly as possible, with Chelsea keen to dip into their new transfer budget of £200 million under new owner Todd Boehly. Chelsea set to allow Jorginho to leave during the summer. Chelsea are set to allow midfielder Jorginho to move on from the West London side this summer, according to reports. Midfield duo Jorginho and N'Golo Kante are both out of contract at the end of next season and, while both have been rumoured with exits, only one is likely to leave. The Italy international joined the Blues back in 2018 following a 4-year spell at Napoli, before being picked up by Maurizio Sarri at Chelsea. As per 90 Minutes, Chelsea are set to allow Jorginho to move back to Italy in the summer, following his crucial 4-year spell at Stamford Bridge. It is understood that the 30-year-old has received interest from Spain, but he himself wants a return to Italy, having not been able to hold talks with his current club over a new deal. Both Juventus and Lazio are huge admirers of the midfield maestro, and Jose Mourinho's Roma are said to be interested as well. Thomas Tuchel is in the market to rejuvenate his defensive structure, including the holding midfield positions that are currently occupied by both Jorginho and Kante. With box-to-box midfielder Conor Gallagher returning to the squad following a successful year-long loan spell at Crystal Palace, and Declan Rice potentially moving back to West London from West Ham, Tuchel will have options at his disposal next season. Rice does come with a heavy price tag. However, with the Blues' new ownership and a transfer budget of £200 million, the 23-year-old could be eager for a trip back to Stamford Bridge. Thomas Tuchel identifies Chelsea replacement for Cesar Azpilicueta amid Atletico Madrid interest. Chelsea have identified Lens wing-back Jonathan Klaus as a potential replacement for Cesar Azpilicueta should the Spaniard leave the club, according to reports. Atletico Madrid are also reportedly interested in the Frenchman, having let go of right-back Kieran Trippier back in January when he moved to Newcastle. As reported by Telefoot, via Get Football News France, Thomas Tuchel is a huge fan of Jonathan Klaus and sees him as a potential replacement for Cesar Azpilicueta, who has been linked with a move away. The Spaniard has been linked with a move to Barcelona over the summer, but it was reported earlier this week that fellow defender Marcos Alonso is much closer to joining the Catalan Giants than the Blues captain. Klaus has scored 5 goals and registered 11 assists in 37 League One appearances this season. Azpilicueta has registered just 1 goal and 2 assists in 27 league games. The Blues are eyeing up a number of defensive reinforcements this summer, including fellow Frenchman Jules Kounde, as well as Napoli centre-back Kalidou Koulibaly. Defenders Antonio Rudiger, Andreas Christensen and Marcos Alonso are all expected to leave in the summer, while Azpilicueta has been linked with a move away, although his future remains uncertain. Real Madrid make fresh approach for Aurelien Tchouameni to end Chelsea hopes. Real Madrid have made a fresh approach for Monaco midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni, according to reports, ending Chelsea's last-ditch hopes of acquiring the youngster. Tchouameni had been linked with the West London side for a year or so now, but it has looked increasingly likely in recent weeks that his future would lie in the Spanish capital. The 22-year-old registered a total of 5 goals and 3 assists this season in a total of 50 appearances across all competitions. Spanish journalist Mateo Moreto took to his Twitter to reveal that Real Madrid have newly been in contact with Tchouameni on Sunday. Moreto states that Madrid were leading the race for the youngster prior to Saturday evening's Champions League final against Liverpool, and now they want to put pen to paper as soon as possible. The only remaining detail in the transfer is the price tag, which is still being discussed. Madrid presumably feel somewhat taken aback by their surprise rejection by Kylian Mbappe, who had been expected to join Los Blancos this summer. As a result, they will be eager to get their summer transfer window off to as good a start as possible. Should Tchouameni join the Spanish and now European champions, Chelsea will no doubt look for other options to replace the anticipated departure of either Jorginho or N'Golo Kante. Conor Gallagher will be returning from his year-long loan stint at Crystal Palace this summer, while Declan Rice has long been linked with a return to his former side. However, his price tag is steep. Levi Colwill sends Thomas Tuchel message over Chelsea future. Levi Colwill has provided an update on his Chelsea and Huddersfield Town future ahead of the Terriers' Championship playoff final against Nottingham Forest. The 19-year-old has had a season to remember with Huddersfield and will play for the Yorkshire side for the final time on Sunday afternoon in the capital as they head to Wembley, just 1 win away from securing promotion to the Premier League. They come up against Forest, who are in startling form, reinvigorated under Steve Cooper, but Colwill has his eyes set on promotion. He will return to Chelsea this summer, with Thomas Tuchel expected to give all returning loanees a chance in pre-season before deciding who he utilises in his squad for the 2022-23 campaign. With the multiple departures in the backline at Stamford Bridge, Colwill has a very strong chance of staking a claim for a role in the German side next term. But he isn't thinking about his future for now. All eyes are on Sunday's finale. Colwill has ruled out a return to Huddersfield if they seal top-flight status, but insists his main aim is to play for the Blues. There's too much respect for me to close the door on potential Huddersfield Town return next season, Colwill told the Yorkshire Post ahead of their trip to Wembley. We need to get promotion first, which is the only thing I'm thinking of right now. I'm not planning for next year. All I can focus on right now is Wembley on Sunday and then the internationals after that. After when I've finished all of that, well, that's when I'll start thinking about that. For me, playing for Chelsea will always be the main aim right now because it's my club. But if that doesn't happen, well, then I have to find other ways to progress and become the player I want to be.
That is on Chelsea News today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye and see you by tomorrow news.